Hey there, it's Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan here, and we're looking at a Toyota BB. This one here is super fun because it is the four-wheel drive version. Now Japan has a lot of four-wheel drive versions if they're otherwise rear-wheel drive or front-wheel drive cars. And part of the reason is because it's a very hilly and mountainous country, and four-wheel drive is kind of necessary on a lot of the roads. What's really cool about this one is it's going to Canada where there weren't any of these. You know, the Scion XB, which is the American version of this, was never a Canadian vehicle. It was only in the USA. But even so, the US never got the four-wheel drive version of it, and so it's fun to poke around in. Some differences in it in the rear floor I've never seen before, and so I've always been interested in that because, ta-da, it's the same as our company car, except slightly different, except still really cool. And the four-wheel drive one, that makes me jealous. It's a solid rear axle there, and it looks like the trunk is a little bit less space, and then the height of the vehicle looks like it's 5 millimeters taller, which is not much taller. Anyway, it's a 1.5 liter engine that is in all the Toyotas. This is the same engine that's in the Prius and the Vitz / Echo / Yaris, the BB, the XA, the IST, and other cars too. The Isis has this, I think, which is kind of funny that Toyota has a car called the Isis, but I guess it was before the bad guys popularized that term. These engines are known to be super reliable. They're a timing chain engine, and ours has 130,000 kilometers on it. This one has, and is still running strong. This one is just 50,000 kilometers, 48,171. Okay, now you can only get these in automatic transmission here in Japan. I believe the US got manuals of the BB, which is also making me jealous. But if you spy over there, look at that. See that black car in there? That one has a 5-speed manual. And I suspect you can probably put it in my car. It also has a turbo on it. And it's a factory turbo too. It's a limited edition version. Anyway, back to this car here. So interior is a bit different from ours. This is so fun for me to look after this car because it's so similar to what we have and yet so different in, well, not so different, just a little bit different in a couple of ways. I'll come back to the interior in a second. So this car was bought for somebody in East Coast Canada, and we're going to be sending it over to them shortly. I'll go over the condition of it. It's a 2005 BB. This is an SW version 4-wheel drive HID Selection 2. Which is the Koki version, or the late model version. And so you get a different bumper, grille, and headlights. These are the crystal headlights, which is very different from the non-crystal ones, and much more modern looking. The bumper comes out more and has the hexagon shape on it, which is very cool. A little bit higher height. Usually this is what you'll get on the four-wheel drive ones, whether it's like a four-wheel drive Chaser or Crown or whatever. It'll be a little bit taller in terms of height. In order to help with the four-wheel drive going over the rougher terrain or whatnot. Okay, this is an auction rated 3.5 with an interior B and an interior C. I think interior should be higher than C. It's basically a BB, I would say. Maybe the exterior is a little bit rough in the back with a bunch of scratches here, but I'll show you when we get to it. 48,171 kilometers, automatic transmission, AC on it, aftermarket Navi, four-wheel drive. I'm not sure how many of these were four-wheel drive. They're pretty rare compared to the front-wheel drive versions. Maybe about 20% of them, but I'm not sure. Windshield rock chip, interior dirty and wear, core support dented. Now, core support dented can happen when you knock into something. I've looked at the car. It looks to be fine. I don't really see anywhere that would bother me. It's really easy to damage this area here when it gets hit and gets deformed, and as you can see, everything lines up really well. Okay, now some repainted section here, various scratches, dents, repaint. Underside has some surface rust, but it looks pretty good in my opinion. So we'll do a once around now of the vehicle. Alright, aftermarket wheels on it, 15s. When we bought ours, it had 15s, and then we put 17s on, and then we put 13s on, and then we put, now we have we put on a different kind of 15s, and now we have a different kind of 15s on it. We've gone through a bunch of wheels. The fun thing about the BB is you can customize it so much to what you like, and it just takes everything. And it's cool. It's sort of like a blank canvas type of vehicle. The boxy shape makes it really good cargo-wise. You get great visibility all around, and the door mirrors make visibility really easy. Very, very easy to see where you are. The flat sides make parking really easy. You can see exactly where your corners are on the front and on the rear pretty easily. I don't know, like I always tell people that the BB, wasn't really into it until I started driving one, and we've had lots of chance to get other vehicles, but we've stuck with our BB for nearly 5 years now. We've had it. Okay, so the front bumper is kind of neat. The different headlights I think are a big plus, and they look like they swap between the early and late model. I've thought about getting these because they do look better. You get a grille with the BB logo in it, and then this one's missing the marker lights. It could be part of that special, or the package that it is. It doesn't have those markers. Front bumper's not taped, unlike ours. Windshield wipers are a little bit faded, and this plastic piece here is a bit faded too. I hear it's easy to chip the windshield, but ours hasn't had that problem. Then again, we don't drive highway speeds, North American highway speeds. You go down this side here, and we got a number of scratches. One here, here, and here, and here. And these ones are all, you can't buff them out. And then there are a few kind of bigger, but able to be buffed out scratches that are there. Here as well. That one maybe you can't. Now going down the side, dent-wise, it's looking really good. We still have more fine scratches kind of thing. And then a small dent right here on the corner. Back bumper. Now, might be a bit hard to see, but it's got a lot, like scuff here should be easy to see, but a lot of little scratches, both on this bottom lip piece and on the upper piece. And these two pieces separate for removing. And then from here, right on the edge, it's got a whole bunch of little specks, like they kept accidentally hitting a wall over and over and over again. Some scratches here and some scratches there. Now looking, I'm going to show you the underside here. Usually I don't do this on the videos, but have a look. You have the muffler sits sideways like that. The rear diff ball is there, and then solid axle with a rear sway bar. What's fun about the other BB is it has like a trailing arm, so it has no need for a sway bar because the trailer arm acts as the sway bar. And so that's kind of interesting. The rear suspension even looks to be different as well. See, you have a control rod instead of a trailing arm there onto the axle. So I don't know how easy it would be to convert this. I think the person who bought this was the one that informed me that it's far from a direct swap. And then going to the back here, I do love the big hatch. Easy to load stuff in, and high enough that you're not knocking your head on it most of the time. Looks like this is a lot less cargo room than the non-four-wheel drive version. And you can pull up this carpet, and there's tools right away. Some of them are missing. And then, spare tire is in on an angle, which is a bit weird. Now, just because I'm a bit of a nerd about this, I'll show you what this one looks like underneath. I got the spare tire underneath mine here, but that's because there's cargo room in the back. There's no space for a spare tire. But you probably can't see because the exhaust is in this way, but notice the exhaust isn't sideways, and we got trailing arm there. Oh, there is a sway bar inside the trailing arm. I never noticed that. Okay, just never mind what I say. Never mind. Okay, so side skirts. If you have an EF Civic, you can be like my buddy Andrew and then take your side skirts from you and put them on his Civic. Then you can be cool. Back door. Tons and tons and tons of room in there. Look at that. And this is really soft and comfortable compared to most cars. I quite like it. Okay. Carpets are all normal. And you can flip this forward if you want. I believe it's the same back seat as in the open deck version. And then these seats are different because here it's like a bench. Okay, pull that key out. So mechanically everything looks good, including the AC, power steering. The car doesn't shake as much as mine does. I'm not sure why mine shakes like that. Kind of annoying. Like at idle it shakes, and then when you're driving it's okay, but when you stop again it'll shake again. This is all basically the same. Mine is gray inside, this one's black inside. Okay, seats are bigger and softer in this one. And they aren't a full bench. They do touch in the middle there, and you have this flip down piece here, but you don't get a center seat. And you can move them separate of one another if you want to. Okay. Other things that are different, the gauge set here looks a little bit different. It has different hash marks in there and a different color scheme. That part there is basically identical. You have silver on the outside here. And the knobs are slightly different looking with more hash marks there. And then the cup holders are inside a little tray piece here. So you can open this up and this stays flat. Oh, I think this illuminates. And then your BB illuminates. Cool. And then the cup holders will illuminate too, because they're made out of a see-through plastic. Oh, that's excellent. I wonder if we can get that to happen. Because why else would it have a window there? Yes, it does, and it illuminates blue. Oh, excellent. Close that up. And yeah, now the BB mark shows blue. Ah. My jealousy instinct is off the chart right now. Okay, and maybe these ones light up blue too. I actually wasn't looking, so yeah. Storage container down here. The parking brake is a kick style one, but means nothing here to get in the way. Okay, a little bit of a glue mark there on the dashboard. Headliner is nice and clean. No bad smells inside. Same lamp on the top. Seats are very similar, but not really. So they still have the same cutout here, but the open deck seats are much smaller, like a narrower, and there's a pass-through so that you can move to the back if you needed to. Okay, probably more interesting for me than anyone else for this video, to be honest, but I think everybody should have a BB, a turbocharged BB with a 5-speed. Yeah. Okay, so there you have it. Of course, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much, and have a nice day.